to Siem Reap, Angkor, Cambodia. Yes. How do you feel? Excited, exhausted, wondering, curious? How do you feel?
The Indo-Pacific had a good, I would say, traction in the early days. But then when the Ukraine war kicks in, it sort of throws a bit in disarray.
I'd like to end on the partnership of science. Science should be, connected. Scientists should be connected across the globe.
So the objective of this conference is to provide or create a platform for intellectual dialogue and policy dialogue, especially between young research fellows from ASEAN and the European Union. And of course, we have regional experts and policymakers to attend this conference as well to share their insight and perspective. And this morning, we had a very inspiring speech remarks by Cambodia policymakers, senior advisor to the Royal Government of Cambodia, Dr. Suksidhana, and Minister attached to Prime Minister Office, Dr. Cham Kinrati, which set the kind of the tone, set the stage for our 2 days conference, which have more than 40 fellows from ASEAN and the EU. So this is an interesting platform for young fellows to also interact with the senior experts and policymakers from across the regions.
The eEngage project is implemented by the Konrad Adenauer Stiftung Political Dialogue Asia in cooperation with the Asian Vision Institute in Cambodia and the Democratic Academy of Vietnam. And the Konrad Adenauer Stiftung has a long-standing relationship with the Asian Vision Institute. There were many projects jointly implemented already together with the CAS Country Office Cambodia. So AVI was a very natural partner with all the knowledge and expertise of the region to be a partner in implementing the project in general. But we are, of course, also very grateful for the organization of this conference, which is taking place in Siem Reap in Cambodia, and all the effort that was made here on the ground to make it happen, even though we're still in a bit challenging times when it comes to COVID regulations, but everything was put together very well to have a safe conference environment.
I think it's a very, very useful conference, because with ASEAN and the EU, you have two role models for multilateralism, and I really think that they should cooperate even more deeply in the future. That's why this project is very, very relevant, and also it's good to be back on a conference after the pandemic, sitting together in one room and connect ASEAN and EU with each other.
So in an age of digital society, in the age of the cyber security interrupted, in the age of international law and orders unstable, so you need to adapt a different approach.
First, I am very happy and very excited to join this event. It's such a great opportunity for fellows like me to join this program because I have been learning a lot from the guest speaker from different country and different experience. Especially, I start to capture to understand between the partnership, the history partnership between the EU and Asia, and I could learn a lot from different guest speaker to talk about the role of the technology and the science playing in the critical role of strengthen the sustainable development, how to reach the development goal. So it's very crucial, and especially the section about joint private sector play important role to participate and contribute into the sustainable development goal. It's very important, and this is what I expected and looking so far, that what is the role of the private sector contribute into that.
So I have a very good impression of this e-Engage activity because it's high time for the ASEAN and the EU to plant the seeds of the future, because you have to invest in the youth of both regions. The youths in both regions should come together, think of plans and policies that would benefit their peoples and their regions. So I think this event is a good platform to do it, because right now this conference comes at a very appropriate time. Both multilateral blocs, both regional blocs are facing similar challenges arising from great power rivalry. So these regional blocs, comprised of small and middle powers, should come together and show that the world is not just dependent on great powers, and that multilateral bodies can do something about this, and that they are pivotal actors on the world stage, and that together they can reshape how the international system is being configured.
So I think the main takeaway that I want to have from this conference is actually long-lasting relationships with everyone that I've met so far, because I think we all of us realized over the past months that we share quite a lot of common interests and of course common topics on which we work. But what we have been lacking is the personal touch, the personal relationship, which now we can build, even if for just a couple of days. But I think this can really make a difference, and it can really be something that we can carry on further. And this personal relationship is also what will help us hopefully collaborate further in the future and perhaps change things together.
So I believe that just the connection that was made at this conference between our young researchers in the 3 different research clusters that are connectivity, sustainable development, of course, and security, will uplift the whole project, because personal connections cannot be replaced by virtual connections. So I think the whole project will benefit from it, and of course the connections to the Cambodian side of the project, the honorable delegates that were here today from the Cambodian government who shared their insights on their perspectives of the EU-ASEAN cooperation, as well as the connection with the other senior think tankers, will just give also the researchers a new input in for their research findings, for their new papers, and for the upcoming conferences.
First, we will issue a joint statement after the conference, joint press statement, to highlight some of the key takeaways from this conference, and Of course, we will come up with a certain policy statement and policy recommendations on how can we further strengthen or enhance partnership between ASEAN and the EU moving forward, especially to realize the strategic partnership of the ASEAN and EU, which was signed last year, and then how we can bring in sustainable development cooperation to be at the heart of this partnership between the EU and ASEAN. And of course, in addition to this substance for the dialogue, we also we expected to have this kind of increase the personal relationship, friendship between young researchers from ASEAN and the EU. So hopefully they can collaborate and work together to impact changes, positive changes in both regions through joint collaboration and partnership. So we set a platform for networking opportunities between among young researchers. So that is in addition to the substance that we aim to achieve. And the third point for this is that we will maintain this kind of platform to provide a space, a safe space for innovative thinking among young leaders from ASEAN and the EU. And this is a 2-year project. By the end of this year, we will end this project, but this friendship, this network will continue even after this 2 years project.